Good morning once again, class. So today we start with the location and boundary of Antarctica. Now Antarctica is the only continent which is completely frozen, meaning to say it is all over the year, it is covered with kilometers of snow or ice. It is the windiest, driest and iciest place on the earth, as there is no vegetation over here to block the flow of the wind. So the wind speed is very high. Driest because it is covered with kilometers of ice, so nothing grows over there, so it is dry. Iciest, of course, it is also known as the white continent. Please underline, because it is permanently covered with ice. Underline, Antarctica is located around the South Pole. It lies completely in the southern hemisphere. Antarctica is the fifth largest of the continent and is surrounded by the southernmost parts of the Pacific, Atlantic and Indian Oceans. Please underline each and everything. Together, the waters of these oceans are known as Southern Sea. Underline, Antarctica is the fifth largest continent following Asia, Africa, North America and South America, but larger than Australia and the subcontinent of Europe. Underline, it has an area of nearly 14 million square kilometers. Underline, it is located entirely in the southern hemisphere surrounding the South Pole and lies completely within the Antarctic Circle. Now, the mountain of Antarctica divides it into two parts. So underline this, please. East Antarctica covers more than half of the continent. It faces the Atlantic and Indian Ocean. Underline this as well. Now, West Antarctica borders the Pacific Ocean. Underline, Mount Erebus is the only live volcano that lies in this region. Underline, Vinson Massif is the highest peak with a height of 5,140 meters. Now, very important point, children, why Antarctica is so important to the rest of the world. First of all, the climate. Antarctica is the coldest of all the continents. The lowest recorded temperature is minus 90 degrees centigrade at Vostok Station. Severe low temperatures vary with latitude, elevation and distance from the ocean. Now it depends, children. On the continent of Antarctica also the temperature varies. The low temperature varies from place to place, depending on the latitudes. If it is closer to the North Pole or the Antarctic Circle, then the temperatures are lower than the rest of the continent. Elevation is how high. If it is at a higher elevation, then of course altitude, then of course the temperatures will be less. And if it is farther from the ocean, more inland, then of course again the temperatures will be low. Now, East Antarctica is colder than West Antarctica because of its higher elevation. So now you understand, the higher you go, the cooler are places. Remember when we had started, I was telling you about the terrestrial heating of the earth. Now, when not during the online classes, but when physically the school was very much open. Now underline, Antarctic Peninsula has the most extreme climate. Midsummer temperature does not rise above 0 degrees centigrade. What is 0 degrees centigrade? When the water freezes. The months of May to August are winter month. Because it is in the southern hemisphere, so the months of May to August are winter months. The sun never rises during these months. The months of November to December are summer months. Now in winters from May to August, there is total darkness. Continuous darkness with high altitude makes Antarctica the coldest place on the earth. So the sun, as you know very well, that the rays of the sun are fall vertically on the Antarctic Circle. And when the sun is not rising at all, then you can very well imagine how low the temperatures will be. The mean average temperature during winters in Antarctica is minus 57 degrees centigrade. It is minus 30 degrees centigrade in the coastal areas and minus 70 degrees centigrade in the interiors of the continent. Because oceans, large water bodies, help in moderating the climate of a place, so the more towards the interiors you go of a continent, the more extreme the temperature. The sun never sets during these months. So during the months of winters. Now, Eastern Antarctica or Greater Antarctica is colder than Lesser Antarctica because of its higher elevation. Strong, cold, icy winds blow throughout the year because there are no large trees, huge trees, and there are no buildings at all also on this continent to stop the flow of the wind. These polar winds are called blizzards. The winds which blow from the poles towards the equator and are icy and cold are called blizzards. Blizzards are the most dangerous weather conditions of the continent. Antarctica is a frozen desert. The precipitation is low, ranging between 5 and 10 centimeter per annum. Now over here, precipitation will be in the form of snowfall, which is similar to the Sahara Desert. It is also sometimes called a polar desert. Sahara is a hot desert, whereas the Antarctica is a cold desert. Now climate facts about Antarctica. The highest temperature 15 degrees centigrade on the Antarctic Peninsula. The lowest temperature 89.2 degrees minus. It will be minus, children. You have to make that correction here. Minus 89.2 degrees centigrade recorded on July 21st, 1983 at Vostok station owned by Russia. Velocity of wind 60 to 300 km per hour in the coastal areas and 15 to 30 km per hour in the interiors of the continent. Now because there is no pollution over there, the visibility, and there are no buildings, no vegetation over there, then therefore the visibility is more than 300 kilometers. Now let us see why it is called a white continent, a human void zone. Human void, devoid of any human. Until the 18th century, it was not known whether Antarctica was just ice sheets or there was land beneath it as well. Although many sailed towards the south, it was Captain James Cook, underlined, and his crew to cross the Antarctic Circle. Because the oceans around the South Pole are always covered with snow, so it was difficult for them to reach there. American sailor John Davis became the first man to land on Antarctica. Please underline that also. In December the same year, Nathaniel Palmer discovered the South Orkney Islands along with British sailor George Powell. In January 1841, Sir James Clark Ross discovered Victoria Land and entered the sea, which is now famously known as the Ross Sea. So all this information, interesting information, he discovered Ross Island. Whatever island he discovered was named after him. Now Mount Erebus and the Ross Ice Shelf, underline all these. These are the places he discovered. And in November 1892, Captain Carl Larsen landed near the Antarctic Peninsula on Seymour Island, discovering a number of fossils. On 14 December, Norwegian Roald Amundsen, about him you have already studied in class 6, a polar explorer, and 4 team members reached the South Pole. In November, American Lincoln Ellsworth was the first to successfully fly across the continent. Now, the interest in Antarctica intensified after the World War II. After World War II, a lot of peace treaties were signed, and now people turned from wartime activities to peace activities. In a cooperative program during the International Geophysics Year of 1957-58, 12 nations signed the Antarctic Treaty. A 30-year agreement had decided to do research in Antarctica regarding the climate, the soil conditions, if there was any soil or land over there. Now they maintain 65 stations with operation facilities on the icy continent to conduct scientific research. Since the treaty took effect in 1961, several other countries, including India, have joined it. So now many countries, other than just 65 stations, there are many more stations on the Antarctica. Today, scientists maintain research activities all around the year at these stations. The USA has set up a mini city named McMurdo in Antarctica, where more than 1,000 people stay in the summer months. Now, whatever activities are taking place over there, it is only during the summer months, because it is during the winter months, because of the high velocity of winds, high speed of wind, it is very difficult, and blizzards, it is very difficult to land planes over there. Now, Indians in Antarctica. India was admitted to the... Now children, I'll stop this video. I'll make one more video again. Okay. Now we start with Indians in Antarctica. India was admitted to the Antarctic Treaty on 19th August 1983 and became a member of the Scientific Committee on Antarctic Research on 1st October 1986. Please underline this. Since then, India has been deeply involved in the scientific research at its research stations. It has 3 over there: Bharti, Maitri, Dakshin, Gangotri. Now, since then, India has been the latest Indian expedition will carry out experiments underlying atmospheric and earth sciences, glaciological and global changes, microwaves, remote sensing, human physiology, and medical science. India's research stations at Antarctica so far are as follows. Now, first is Dakshin Gangotri. It was the first permanent settlement was built in 1983 and named Dakshin Gangotri. Dakshin is south. Okay. In 1989, it was buried. Buried where? Under the snow. It was later excavated and is being used again. Now, there is a small tidbit about it. There is no native population in Antarctica. It belongs to no nation of the world. Most people who visit here are scientists involved in research. More than 1 million people have set their feet on Antarctica. However, no one has lived here permanently. Now, Maitris. The second permanent settlement, Maitri, was put up in 1989 on the Skirmarker Oasis and has been conducting experiments in geology, geography and medicine. Underline please. India built a freshwater lake around Maitri known as Lake Priyadarshini. Maitri accomplished the mission of geomorphologic mapping of Skirmarker Oasis. Please underline this. Now, Bharti. In 2013, India had demarcated an area beside Larsman Hill at 69 degrees south and 76 degrees east latitude. I think it will be longitude. For its third settlement and second active research station named Bharti. The survey has already been completed and the station is operational. India has entered the elite group of 9 nations having multiple stations within the Antarctic Circle. Bharti is proposed for oceanographic research and will collect evidence of continental breakup to reveal the 120 million year old ancient history of the Indian subcontinent. So with this, children, we come to the end of the chapter Study of Continents, Australia and Antarctica. I have already uploaded the questions. So in case there is something which you have not understood, please go through the chapter carefully and you can ask me. I have already uploaded the answers to this chapter, both objective and subjective. Let's relook. This part is important. So are the key terms.